For centuries, people have tried to connect economics with women's fashion. Have you heard of the hemline theory? The theory that when peaks are good and times are good, skirt lengths rise. And when we are headed to times of recession, skirt hemlines drop. That's a theory for those of you who look very confused at me. There's also the lipstick theory, where apparently when you hit times of recession, people are unable to afford real luxuries. So they resort to lipsticks. And when the lipstick index doesn't work, you have nail polishes. Economists have studied these theories, published papers, ran the numbers, and they've come to one large conclusion: it doesn't hold up. The data is messy, the correlation inconsistent, and the whole enterprise gets dismissed as exactly what it sounds like: soft, unserious. The kind of thing that belongs in a magazine, not a financial report. But that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. I don't believe the instinct to look elsewhere is wrong. I just think we're looking at the wrong shop window. Because signs are never in boutiques. I believe they're in culture, the way we move, the way we look at people around us. There is a joke, and like all good jokes, it contains a rather uncomfortable truth that a taxi driver knows more about the real state of politics than an educated scholar. Why is that? A scholar runs her numbers, he reads journalists. An analyst looks at the numbers and makes graphs. But a taxi driver picks up 40 strangers a day, workers at 5 in the morning who haven't slept well in days, a banker at noon who seems a bit quieter than usual, a nurse who's just finishing his night shift who started packing his own lunch because canteen prices have become impossible, and a university student who's sharing a room because rent has become unaffordable. He is, without ever trying to be, the most sophisticated real time survey of how a society actually feels. Culture kind of works the same way. What people share, what they make, what they consume, and what they build movements around. These aren't distractions from the serious world, they are the serious world, expressed in the language of ordinary people before any institution is prepared to hear it. A US government funded study that tracked the economy of the red light district in 7 major American cities throughout the years of 2003 to 2007, the years leading up to the 2008 financial crisis, found that in 5 of those major American cities, the market had already started contracting. Discretionary spending, the kind people quietly abandon when fear starts to take hold, had collapsed. Not in any index, not in any quarterly report, on the streets. Among the most economically exposed people, recession had already begun, years before it had a name. But we didn't know, because the people responsible for studying the economy did not deem this worthy information. In 2006, a community volunteer named Tarana Burke started working with young girls and women who were survivors of abuse and violence. She built a grassroots movement around 2 words that she believed could take away the pain of their suffering. Those 2 words were Me Too. 11 years she said these 2 words in community centers, in workshops, in conversations with young women and girls from marginalized communities who had nowhere else to turn to. 11 years of being ignored by every institution with the power to act on it. Then, in 2017, New York Times published its investigation into Harvey Weinstein. Within 24 hours of the story breaking, 12 million social media posts carried the words that Tarana Burke had first spoken 12 years earlier. Industries and giant corporations were forced into a reckoning by protecting the predators they never thought they would have to let go of. That is the power of signals. And when the world finally heard these 2 phrases, they acted like they had never heard them before. In November 7th, 2010, a 21-year-old Tunisian rapper named El General uploaded a song to Facebook. The song title translates to head of state or president of the country. In the song, he named every fault of the government led by Ben Ali at the time, the president. He named the hunger, he named the oppression, the unemployment, the systematic brutality that was faced by his people. Less than 2 months later, the Tunisian revolution began. The Arab Spring took the world by storm, dismantling governments that people thought would last forever. Now, I think it's important to note that that music did not cause the revolution, but it did herald it, with anyone with the humility to listen. Signals are present all around us. We just have to open our eyes and look at them. Three cases: political, social, economical. Three classes of people whose signals were present, consistent, and completely ignored. Not because the signals were not present, but because these people were categorized as the kind of people whose voices do not matter, whose thoughts do not count. So now you might ask me, what now? What is the next unknown? Honestly, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But someone does know. There's a taxi driver running airport pickups at 4 a.m. who knows that people are frightened. He hears it in every conversation. There's a worker who knows spending has dried up long before it becomes a statistic. There's a student somewhere in a country circled on a map that no one knows of that has already recorded the next anthem of an uprising and uploaded it to a platform that serious people do not take seriously. That is the state of culture. It's not about what you see or what is presented to you. You have to go beyond. We have built remarkable systems for understanding the world. And with extraordinary consistency, we've pointed them away from places that truth actually lives. Because some time ago, we decided that some voices do not matter, that some people are not worth listening to. The question has never been whether signals are present. It's only a matter of whether we're willing to look. Thank you.